I'm Bruce McIvor. I'm principal of First Peoples Law. We're a law firm that works across the country on behalf of Indigenous people, protect their inherent and constitutional rights. I came to work in this. I did several degrees before I did my law degree in Aboriginal history and environmental history, and that eventually led me into the law. And I think I come to it just as part of my own personal history. I'm part of the Red River Métis, and I have a real strong passion for being an advocate for Indigenous people.
Thank you. So what does the topic of environmental racism mean to you?
I think for me, it really means that disconnect between people that often are the ones who benefit from so-called development or exploitation of the natural world, most of them living in larger cities across the country and across North America, and the indigenous people who are often the ones who feel it on a first-hand basis what the environmental effects are of that development and the disregard for their indigenous rights that is at the basis of development. That's part of Canadian history. It's part of the challenges of Aboriginal law in Canada is to address that injustice. And it's part of the systemic racism that is all too familiar to Indigenous people across the country.
Okay, so that answer speaks a lot to how your work engages in the topic as well. Could you tell us about a favorite local beverage maker from around where you live?
Oh, well, from around where I live, I was prepared to talk about one from Winnipeg. I've lived off and on in Winnipeg over the years. I did part of my undergrad degree and then my PhD at the University of Manitoba. And I lived for a while on Furby, just south of Portage when I was doing my degrees. And it's not there now because I drive by a lot, but I used to go to the cells that used to be there. There used to be a 24-hour Salisbury house just across from the funeral home. And I was one of those night owls who would be up there all night long at the Salisbury house drinking coffee. I can't say that it was great quality, but a real interesting clientele that would come into the sales. And I'd be sitting there reading, preparing for the next day's class. So when I think of favorite beverages in Winnipeg, I think about that now sadly lost Salisbury house on Broadway.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much.